everyone. It is, remind me, Leigh, I think it's Friday night. It's a really weird night. Must be the start of a medal weekend.
Is a Friday night. It is also the 1st of December, Des. I mean, where is this year
It's
gone to,
cold,
2023?
Happy Hat Day.
Absolutely, yeah, it's absolutely flown by as 2023.
Oh,
but we
Leigh.
are at the end of it. And this is the last chance to pick up some APAT medals for the year. It's your
Leigh.
final chance to do that, unfortunately. But hey, we're gonna end the year in style. We've got some guest book for tonight, guest book for tomorrow night. So we're gonna have a cracking couple of shows over this weekend, and and hopefully follow a bunch of APATers to some medals. So we're double danning down. Well, we're single danning down for a minute with one empty seat. But Dan Owston is there. But we'll say hello to Dan Williams first. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, sir. How are you?
Yeah, doing very well indeed. Feeling a bit chilly, hence wearing the Talk Club hat tonight. So when
he's got a lid on as well, Leigh.
A bit of woolly as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be done. We're having the garage is being converted at the moment, and they're at the stage where there's where the door of the garage is, the floor's taken out, so there's a huge breeze coming through there. So it's a little bit chilly with these winter mornings in up on the top of the hills of Stroud. So yes, thermals on. Raring to go.
And coming to us live from Sports Direct, it's Dano. Hawaii 5-0. Book 'em, Dano.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the 5. Here's the O. Tonight it's more O than 5.
Oh, no.
5.
It's not worked out. Doesn't sound like it's worked out for Dan, Leigh.
On the plus side, I'm nowhere near Stroud. So,
it's not all bad.
We won't let you win anyway.
Yeah, we are. We're going to make these guys work a little bit on the show tonight. We've got a few things lined up, but we have got we've nearly got 2 final tables. We've got 1 final table in the No Limit Hold'em. We did make a slight faux pas this evening. This is the first show back since the clocks have gone back, and Des and I came on and went, crikey, this has gone quick tonight, isn't it? Why is that? And then realised that actually, we're there an hour earlier than when we normally would have started. So we're on the final table of the No Limit Hold'em. We're down to 8 of those at the moment, started with 115 of them. There are 68 in the PLO. We're down to 8 of those. Lose one more and we'll have a final table of those. So we're going to follow both of these down to an absolute conclusion. But we are also going to be giving away some tickets tonight. You'll see me post up in the Facebook group earlier on today. It's the start of the UKPC satellites on GG Poker. They started on Monday. It'll be running all through December and most of January into the UKPC at Dusk Till Dawn in Nottingham at the end of January. A couple of great on live day ones as well with GG. The satellites running. We're going to give away a bunch of tickets tonight. So we've got 10 £6 tickets to give away.
Nice.
But we're going to give the boys a chance to double that number, and we'll give 20 away.
Sweet.
Okay,
I like it.
We'll do that. So we'll do that in a little bit. So if you haven't yet gone onto the Facebook group and stuck your GG Poker screen name onto the thread, you'll see that it's the one there I posted up with a picture of the UKPC UK Poker Championship logo. Pop your screen name on there because we're definitely going to give 10 away. And if the boys know their stuff, we might be giving 20 away, and we'll do that.
So we're giving 10 away, then, right?
Hey.
No, you've been... Mr. Williams, all I'm going to say is we had a bit of a chat in there. So we've got a little group chat for the guys that regularly come on the show, and there was a little bit of to-ing and fro-in today as to who was going to do the show today and who was going to do the show tomorrow. I think, Dan Williams, you run really good because I've experienced Dan Owston at quizzes before, and I think you have run really, really good for tonight's little bonus tickets. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll be in a good place.
Are all the questions on stock at Sports Direct? Is this what
it's basically Adidas trainers? Yeah, that's basically what we've done. No, so we'll be good. So if you haven't yet got your name in, I did say we'd cut it off as soon as the show starts, but we'll give you another 5 minutes or so to if you haven't got your screen name in there to do that.
Dan Williams is free rolling, trust me.
Yeah, so it's all will be good. So guys, have you been playing tonight? Did you play the No Limit Hold? Did you play the PLO? What happened?
Yeah, I played both. I bubbled both, so that was good. The PLO was quite hilarious. I was just saying before we came online, there was 4 players with less than a big blind, and all of the other. I looked at it and I was like, oh, whatever. We've min cashed this because we were in the best seat in the best situation. We did not min cash. Everybody else won their all ins. We chose to not, which was very good. But no, it was good. It's been good fun so far. I didn't see Dan in there, so I'm assuming he didn't play, or if he did, he was out probably before I registered. So I don't know. Did you play, Dan?
Well, I played the Hold'em, and I think my tens got beaten by. No, my nines got beaten by tens, but Natalie Bromley took most of my chips with a ace 8 on an 8 high board. No, a 9 high board when I had king 9, and the turn came an 8. She should have taken the rest, but anyway, so I tried to register for the PLO, and it basically blocked me and said
no.
Yeah, so but on the plus side, it probably saved me $25 because hey, no, the table fish didn't get to enter, so but that's fine. That's fine. I'm probably better for doing that.
Well, I think Eddie took most of my chips in the Hold'em with Queen 8 versus Ace Queen. So and he's still got them though, so that's good.
There's no shame in losing to Eddie Niaksu.
Oh, never shameful.
A, he's a gentleman. B, he's a great player, and B, he's not playing for the team that I should be playing for in January. So we need to have a little talk about that. But
well, Eddie had a pretty good run last weekend, didn't he, Des? At up in Nottingham for the Poker Squads Live event, part of the Team Coconuts team with Di and Lisa and Danny Strange, and they had a cracking run to the final table with double stack on that final table, but couldn't take it home in the end and had to settle for second place. There they are with Angela from GG picking up their medals, but Karen's cronies won that. You final tabled that, Dan, sneaking in as a late substitution for Yes Poker Club B, and picked yourself up a little bronze medal, didn't you?
Well, have I'm loving the picture, but have cards will travel.
Have cars will travel successfully by all accounts. Great job.
Nothing wrong with that.
Travel is the optimum way, because when you turn up and you try to get to Nottingham from the south coast and you've got a electric car that has a range of 110 miles, it's bloody it was painful.
Bloody hell, man.
I met some great people along the way, and as you know, I'm a mercenary, so I will play for whoever, highest bidder and all that. So, and I don't like to let a team down.
Plan worked. Yeah. Plan worked. Fun and medal was had.
Bronze medal. We took home some cash from the deal, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that puts me in the lead of the APAT medals of all time.
Oh wow!
You think that one could have just tipped you ahead? You think?
I think that might put me ahead. It depends if you can't count team medals as a medal. But
yeah. Okay. I mean, well, we give us fresh impetus to just take a look back at the old data and see what we can come up with. Over Christmas, we'll have a look at that. So listen, bunch of guys in the chat box, many of them were at Dust Till Dawn last weekend for squads. So let's quickly give a shout out to Mr. 40 Coats, who turned up with personalised Christmas cards for Leigh, Tom and myself, and a care package for each of us as well, that, to be honest, I nearly broke into on Saturday night in the hotel. But absolutely brilliant effort, Steve. Lovely to see you, Mr. 40. Damien is out there as well. Good evening, guys. Good evening to you as well, Damien. Eddie, of course, is out there. Hello, gentlemen. And Dan, naturally. El Capitano is there. Hi, guys. Hi to you, Carl. The Oracle is there. Evening. Evening, Si. Philip Toomer. I enjoyed it. Finished 14th in the No Limit Hold'em. So med the cash. Yay. Now, Leigh, you might not remember this, but Philip Toomer, I want to say he finished on the final table of our first ever Scottish Amateur Championship back in, 1991. I think it might have been at the Edinburgh Castle Casino, as it was all the way back then. And I think...
Edinburgh Castle Casino?
Yeah, I'm making a lot of this up. This is called presenter's gift, Lee. You don't stop me mid-flow because it looks like I'm making stuff up. Whereas if I just throw it out there like that, everybody says, I remember the castle. The castle? No, I don't remember the castle. Anyhow, Mr. 40 says, I was one of the players in the PLO. 4 short stacks. How did he get 4 short stacks? That's outrageous.
So he's just finished in 8th place, so just missed the final. And miss out on the final table. So unlucky to Steve. Great to see him at the weekend.
Tony Ross is out there. APAT's own Phil Hellmuth is out there. Somehow he just keeps winning. I mean, you look at him and you think, how? But there he is. He's always doing it. Mr. Allen is out there. Evening all. Ringer. I'm hearing Ringer there. I'm not sure what that was in relation to Simon. I'm
assuming that might be referring to Mr. Owston's performance at Squads on the weekend, last minute.
Just turning up.
Hustling. You've got the one that did. Was it a brown envelope full of cash in the car park? Is that what happened? Get him on the team and all that.
Oh, Steve said, I just busted 8th in the PLO cash for $77. That about covered his cider bill just to APAT the APAT organisers alone last weekend, Lee, which was very, very nice. Joe is out there. Evening, chaps. Evening, Joe. Sai says, need an APAT Hall of Fame. Not the first time we've heard that. There are a couple of people in the APAT Hall of Fame. It's just nobody's really been famous enough since to get in there as number 3. We need to relook at that, Lee.
Whoa.
John Late. Evening, dudes. Pardon?
So who's the first 2? If nobody gets in as 3, who's the first 2?
I think from memory, Brendan Hartnett might have been number 1. Eric Stoner. Do you remember Eric Stoner? Brendan, it was a fond member, particularly known from Blonde Poker. Final tabled APAT Ireland back in 2007, and was just a stalwart member for several years until, unfortunately,
I think it's something which we could certainly certainly look to do, bring back and just get it back up to date, and then actually maybe do some double nominations for a couple of years to get it back up and running.
We want controversy. You can't do double nominations if you want controversy, Lee. You want people saying, "Well, there's about 40 people that deserve to go in, and we're only given one spot."
Yeah. I want to get a few people in and saying get it back in space. Right, last chance, guys. If you want to, if you want to try and win some UKPC tickets tonight, just quickly get your name in the on the screen on the Facebook group. Sorry. If you want to get involved in that, because we're going to have a go at giving away some of these tickets in a minute. Have you put first one? Mr. Williams was first in. He didn't mess about. He's got his name in. He's got his name in first. So
Dan, how are we going to check how many medals you've got when you've got 2 Hendermod profiles? You like all these aliases.
I've got 3.
Wow.
He's got 3 medals.
How many medals do you think you've got?
28.
No. Really?
28.
Wow.
Would you sell some of them back to us, Dan? I know this is a well-worn joke at this point now, but
I'd love to. But if you check my eBay account, they're available to the highest.
Too expensive. They are too expensive for us on eBay. I'm telling you now. Listen.
Cash converters off me £2.75.
He's got 28 medals and only 16 APAT caches.
We'll go £3 a pop if they're in reasonably good condition. We'll go to £4 if the box is pristine as well. John Late's out there. Evening, dudes. Evening to you, John. Steve Thomas goes, yes, poker, aka Yeovil Poker Club. Nice one, Dan. So referring back to last weekend. So Phil Toomer says, yeah, Edinburgh. I remember. It was Ali Miles was the manager at the time. We walked you guys in. We gave you an intro with TK and everything. It's fantastic. That's when you were sponsored by Beep 2. Yeah, it was. Way back then. What else have we got? The captain.
Season 4 was Edinburgh.
Hey?
Season 4, that was?
No, that was season 1. That was all the way back in season 1, my friend. I think we might have had Poker Stars again in season 5 or 6. But that was season 1.
I don't think we did. I think it was only season 1. I'm pretty sure it was only season 1.
We did a little deal. We danced a little bit with them. I remember we had a we had some events that are like about 600 runners.
Edinburgh was a great stop on the tour.
Edinburgh was great, yeah. The Gala Maybury, of course. Colin McCarthy, who we saw, and again, did very well at DTD over the weekend, says Tensley 147, but I think he's put it in the wrong place, Leigh. Can you help him with that?
Oh, I've just literally typed entries closed on that group. I'll tell you what I'll do. We will include
he's at the final table with loads of chips. He doesn't need a £6
He is.
Give it to us, loser.
We'll include Thinsey 147. I've just added him in after as an extra, but so that is. But I'd say that is closed off now because we're going to get this going. So then we want to actually just follow a little bit of poker. So we'll get this done and out of the way. Just going to quickly tot up how many we've got, and then I will we'll be away to go.
Hang on. So we're going to talk about some poker.
Well, wow. We'll see. It is a medal weekend. Look at that. Oh, look at them. They're just gleaming there. Look amazing.
You know that's what we all play for. That's what we all dream of.
I'll tell you what, we had a gentleman talk to us over the weekend who was deeply upset that he didn't have his first one when he won a 100 runner sort of, side event that wasn't a medal event. He was deeply upset that he hadn't won a medal for it. The thought that you might be sat there with 28 of them it just might be too much for the man. Crikey. But yeah, a lot of people are desperate for a medal.
I'll trade one for a pint at Boddington.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Oh,
Des, in a minute? Are you able to put 60 seconds on the clock for me in a minute? Is that doable? Is that doable?
Is that doable? Anything's doable around here, my friend, for a small fee.
Of course. Right then. So basically, we've got a bunch of £6 UKPC seats. Tickets we're going to give away, courtesy of GG. So for the new satellites. So we're definitely giving 10 away. I'm going to give Dan and Dan a chance to make that 20 tickets that we'll give away. We've got about 42 people have put their screen names in the chat. Okay, so basically we're going to give them 60 seconds to give a bunch of answers to a particular category, and if they can get all 10, we'll dump another 10 in there. Okay. So that's what we're going to be after. No Googling now, boys. All right. So we're going to see what you can do. Time. Yeah. Dan Williams, you might have to shout over Dan Owston here because I have a feeling he's gonna be like greyhound out of a trap with this one. I've got a funny feeling. No, we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna give you a choice though. I'm gonna give you a choice of, and you can discuss this between you. Do you want to do 80s, 90s, or noughties?
80s.
Yeah, 80s is fine. I mean, I was born in 84, so I might have a small chance. Pray for heavy metal.
I got to be honest. I'm going to let Dan Williams choose.
You're going to go 80s then, yeah? Is that the agreement, yeah?
No, yeah, I'm going to let Dan Williams choose.
I mean,
I think he said 80s.
Yeah. I was born
this teamwork is going to go. This teamwork's going to go well. Okay, right. For every one of these you get, we're going to add an extra ticket onto the 10. There's going to be 60 seconds on the clock. It's that time of year, guys. So what I'm after are the 10 Christmas number ones from the 80s. Go.
Go on, Dan. You'll know these.
Well, you have to play them.
Do they know it's Christmas?
One.
Come on.
Band-Aid.
Come on, boys.
Band-Aid.
One.
I think I said, I'm sorry, I said 90s.
Prince.
I said 90s.
Jacko, come on.
You can have Band-Aid twice.
All right.
30 seconds gone, boys.
Was the Pogues? Was that in the 80s?
I thought you were going to start playing them.
Only you. Come on, guys.
Use the chat. You can have only you flying pickets. Yeah.
So won't you stay now? Come on, boys, I'm going to sing them all. I don't know this Oh My God one. What's that one?
E17 is the 90s.
What were the flying pickets?
Yes, you can have those. They were 1983.
The Spice Girls.
They were in the 90s.
Oh, Andy Duncan, what are you doing, man? Who is Spicy?
Boys.
Oh, it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. Leigh, come on, give them the 90s category. Let's go again on this. This is a difficult one, though, Leigh. It's very, very specific.
Really, we have to get them all.
Well, you get a ticket
Mariah
for everyone
Carey.
you get.
The Human League. The Human League.
Honestly, boys.
Don't you want me, baby?
I think
they're just pulling the piss now.
90s. So what about
No, don't you want me? Is perfect. 1981.
Was it really?
What about
No way.
was it Mr. Blobby in the 90s? I remember that one.
Mr. Blobby was in the 90s. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bonus of every one of the 90s ones that you name will add on as well, because that was about another 3.
Caravan of love. Hey, stand up. Stand up.
Hang on. So,
it's karaoke night.
Hang on.
Boys, honestly.
I don't know who sings it, but Grandma, we love you. I don't know who sings it.
Grandma, we do.
That's 1980, so you can have that. I'll tell you, you can have that one as well. So I think we're adding 4 on. I think we're adding 4 in the end.
Right,
that was boys. That was an awful. But anyway, so that means we got 14 tickets in total. You want to give them a chance to get all?
Okay, give them 6 of the 90s. If they can get 6 of the 90s, Leigh, go on. We'll give them another minute. Minute on the clock, starting now.
Go on then.
6 of the 90s.
6 more for the 90s. You can have the lot.
Oh God. Pressure's on now.
90s is hard. But then, so you've got Whitney Houston and you've got
Bob
Brian Adams.
the Builder. That couldn't have been.
Whitney Houston. You can have Whitney Houston.
What about Ms. Loppy? JCB?
No.
What about Bon Jovi?
Bob the Builder. Bob the Builder was 2000. So
so close.
What about Bon
99
Jovi?
red balloons.
Is that not one?
Okay, guys. Yeah. Somebody did 3 in a row.
Just
name the songs.
What?
Mistletoe and wine. Oh,
you can have
the children.
You can have that, although that was 88. Yes, Spice Girls did 3 in a row. Can you just name him?
Jacko.
From Jacko. Chris Bean, you can have that. That's the ticket.
2 become 1.
Yes, you can have that.
It was Christmas Eve, babe.
What about Whitney?
In the drunk tank.
You've got Whitney. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I think we probably we probably got there with the chat and everything else as well.
Oh, it's really bad.
But
really bad.
I mean, boys, seriously. Really bad. I mean, Natalie and Paul are going to have this. Well, it should be easy to beat that tomorrow night, I reckon. I would have thought. All right, we're going to do 20 then. We'll go with that. Right, Dan Williams, can you do me a favour then? Can you pick me a number between 1 and 42, please? Is all I'm after.
Well, considering I know I was the first one in
No, it doesn't work like that.
Like you're thinking, son.
I will go with my lucky number of 21, please.
You're going 21, right then. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Right then. So we're going from Adam Small down. So everybody from Adam Small is going to pick up a ticket. So Adam Small's got a ticket. Tony Ross has got a ticket. Chris Bean has got a ticket. Brian Yates has got a ticket. Mark McConnell has got a ticket.
Awesome.
Tony Peveril's going to get a ticket. So Sterling Archer. Mark Lasman's going to get one. Di Farrell's going to get one. Charlie Cairns is going to get one. Neil Vickers is going to get one. Karen Balby's going to get one. Nick Rawlings, Shane Pollington, Adam Phelan, Derek Potter is going to get one. Andy Duncan is Derek Potter's in twice actually. So Andre Tin is going to pick one up. Steve Tomo is going to get one, and actually, you're going to be in luck, Dan, because Thinsy's going to get one. But because actually it was a player, somebody was in twice, I'm going to go right back to the first of the list. So Dan Williams is going to get a ticket as well. There you go. We'll sort those out. I'll pop all those up to confirm, guys. But brilliant. Well done. We're going to get those tickets. They're £6 tickets for the UKPC satellites. We'll get those into your account over the weekend, hopefully. And we will do something similar tomorrow night as well on the stream as well. So keep an eye out on Facebook and we will do that for you.
Lee, silly question, but when is the UKPC being played?
January.
So the UKPC is in January, end of January. Oh. The on live day ones, which are all the online satellites for, are the 20th and the the 23rd. It's a Saturday night and a Tuesday night. If you want to play those, you can play your online day one on. Play your day one online, and if you get through that, you're in the money for day two. You can just head up to Dusseldorf already knowing you're in a cash. And I would imagine a min cash is probably, it's a 560 buy-in, so I'd imagine a min cash is going to be up kind of around the 800,000 mark, something like that. I'd have thought.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, it'll be amazing.
So,
and Leigh, for a £5, let me play this. Look at that, win your seat for a £5. And we have the Rafflemeister in tonight. We have the Rafflemeister in. Good value for a £5, Dan? It's not Vegas, but it's not bad, is it?
It's a great option, yeah.
Great option, yeah. £5. Take a shot if you wanted, guys. When are we drawing it? Sunday night?
Yeah, Sunday night. So we'll be drawing it Sunday night. We drew one on Monday night. Alan Ellis won an APAT seat and £250 cash on Monday night. And he nearly won two. Would you believe? I don't know whether you saw the stream on Monday night, Dan, but we had 173 tickets. Random number generator 105 comes out.
It's a string.
So
bet.
we the double entry. So we said, we'll give away another London ticket, just the ticket. So we drew. So random number generator on Google. 105 again.
173 to 1.
Now,
The second time.
Absolutely crazy.
What's 173 times 173? It's like that's a 50k to 1.
Well, for a particular number, but if it's just obviously the same number coming out twice, it's going to be 173 to 1, isn't it? 'Cause it doesn't matter what the first number is. It's just that second number being repeated. So, but it's still a crazy thing to happen. But it did. But we ended up giving it to Joachim in the end. So he picked up a ticket for London, and as I say, someone's going to pick up a UK PC seat for plus £500. I mean, that's the bonus. Is it's pretty much your weekend covered up in Nottingham. So you'll get the ticket plus £500 gets you your hotel, your travel up there, your food for the weekend,
or one day at the bar, one night at the bar.
If you're done Owston, it's a day at the bar, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say the downside is you've got 3 days in Nottingham and 8 drinks at the bar.
Well, that could be expensive. That's about £1,500, Leigh. I think we've undercut the cash.
That is true. So let's quickly just update where we are on the poker, because we've got a little bit of poker, and we've got a couple of APAT regulars still in the mix. Colin McCarthy, Finzi 147, and True Bobatega, who is Eddie, still going strong, third and fifth of the 6 remaining in the no limit hold'em. The PLO has gone absolute bonkers, Des.
What's happening over there?
See if I can bring the Well, we went down to a final table of 7 with 3-handed. If I'm able to bring that up. Let me see if I can do that. It's being a little bit funny with me.
I can certainly contest to that one. It was super, super shallow on the bubble.
Yeah, but it's Jack Hudson, Quadzilla 7777, and an optional 65, who is Stefan Roder. From Germany are the remaining 3, so they're all in the medals already. But so we'll focus on the no limit hold'em for the moment. But they're down to the final 3 there. And Quadzilla is just going to refresh my name as to who Quadzilla is.
Great name.
We'll wait.
No, actually, they're not on my list, so which is weird because I know Quadzilla. So they've played before, but they're not on the list as actually having confirmed their name. So still playing under some secrecy.
Oh, an alien.
I think Dan's all about Chinese.
Here we go. It's Danny. Karen is out there. Quadzilla is Danny, Mr. Strange.
So yes, because he got his dollars, he got his $dollars switched over, so he could play this weekend. I think
your table is frozen, Leigh. Has your little machine gone doolally?
That does look a little bit weird. Yeah, let me see if I can do a reset on that. Do you want to just go to?
Yeah, I can do that. Sorry, we'll bring the boys back in just a mo.
Yeah, Dan, we've been demoted.
We'll get you back, guys. Don't
Makes
you?
no difference to me.
There we go. Look at that. There they are. There they are. You're back, Leigh.
There you go. Yeah, that'll explain why I was struggling to get a
we're in the money.
Switch table. So that's the PLO. So it's Danny versus Jack Hudson. A pretty even stack actually. They've got 100 bigs actually. So.
Never fails to amuse, that one.
Yeah. But what I would say about that final table, the difference on bounty prizes is ridiculous. So they both picked up $140 for basically first and second. Jack Hudson's got $30 worth of bounty cash so far. Danny has got $180 worth. He is absolutely, I'm going to guess, smashed that final table, guys. Would you suggest with that sort of money already locked up in bounties?
Yeah, I think to be fair, he had a lot of bounties heading into it. I played for a couple of hours with him. He was knocking people out left, right, and centre.
Of course, for Jack Hudson, let's assume it is Jack Hudson there now. Obviously, the benefit is there's a massive bounty on Danny's head now. So actually, if you can actually now win this heads up, you're going to get a really decent payday for that final bounty, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'll also say from the team's event on the weekend that Danny Strange had queens followed by aces followed by.
He did.
On the final table. Yeah.
I've got to be honest. On the final table, when it's getting tough, I mean, when you just get given stuff. So I think he's a really bad player.
Leigh, am I right? Do I remember right? Did the queens lose to aces though?
He lost
the
one
Queens
of them.
Did lose to Karen. Yeah. The Queens lost to Karen's aces.
They did, yeah. So like, he was really hot for the first two, and then arguably was unlucky.
He shoved. If he raised and folded the shove, he got away from it, but he left himself no issues. So I think he let the team down.
And of course, because they were tag teaming in, it was just random that he was actually there anyway. So unfortunately. So I mean, guys, they say they're sat with over 100 bigs here on this PLO final table heads up now. I mean, that's huge stacks, isn't it? In PLO, I mean, this could go on for a little while.
It's too big. It's too big. Yeah, well, it should do. Yeah.
Just
it
hit
should
the
do. I
pop
mean,
button.
154 bigs on a final table is heads up is a bit madness, but it should make for good viewing. So.
Well, what do you do? Are you wanting to see? You're wanting to play pots, I suppose. You're wanting to actually see cards in the middle and actually try and actually, because you've got plenty of room to play some poker. Yeah, is what we're saying when you're sat this deep. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at this point, you want to play small ball poker, but it's hard to play small ball poker when you're this deep because you have to win so many events. But you only get to this stage by beating people, and at the point, when he gets him down to 40, 30, well, probably. It's so, when you've got 30 bigs in PLO, it's huge. So I'd expect to see the Hold'em finish first.
With still six-handed left, yeah. But isn't it? We've often said when we've taught PLO guys that you can play really down to a low number of big blinds, and it's never really a problem.
No, equities run so much closer, right? I think here the key here is when you've got the button, you just need to be mashing the pot. The pot button on your slider, because you want to build the pot when you're in position, and can heads up with PLO in position is super key.
So you would say that is it. So it really, to a certain extent, doesn't matter what cards you're holding. It should always be a pot raise when you're on the button and in position to get the pot building. Should you then actually progress with a hand that actually is going to get you paid off? Yeah.
I mean, a PLO world champion wouldn't want to divulge too many secrets, Leigh, but
really?
Yeah.
Do you know one then? Or yeah.
Yeah, I met one. I don't know where the bracelet is, but I met one.
You won the 4-5-6 game, didn't you?
Yeah, the stupid one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, like at that final table, it was probably very similar to this. Like it ended before it started. It was super quick, and people were.
We have that amount of money on that final table in Nottingham.
It a ring holder. Heads up, I think, Leigh, if you can make sense of that.
Dan Williams, I wouldn't want to divulge my secrets either because he obviously knows how to grip. So.
I know how to put my chips in the middle and look to the gods.
He just throws everything. raise.
But yeah,
that's fun.
I mean, to be honest, I can tell you, I've played with both of these tonight and many a times online, and Jack's a little more passive than Danny would be. So Danny's got a great opportunity here to kind of really apply some pressure, and win lots of pots uncontested. And then when he gets kicked back a little bit from Jack, then you need to narrow your range a little bit. So I fully expect Danny to win this bar a big cooler. It would be my prediction. And this fly needs to disappear before I catch it like Mr. Miyagi.
Dear, oh dear.
So Stu Pillinger in the chat just saying he just bubbled the PLO medals. Yeah. So unfortunately for him, so Danny's going to be picking up 2 medals in a week. Yeah. Very well done to him, and say the way Eddie's going as well, he might be doing likewise. And Colin was in the which team was he in at the weekend?
I can't remember. They went deep.
The A team. The A team.
He was. I think he could well have been the A team.
Yeah, was he? He was in with Tom Banks.
A final table, of course.
And those guys. Yeah, and they fun tables as well. So.
So Des, how's the entries coming along for January? It feels like that's going to be upon us very, very soon. I
think the number is done. There's just the process now of actually announcing them and stuff like that. The number is well done.
Yeah. We're over the numbers, so it's now that thing where Des, Tom, and myself, we all get together, go through each team, and 3 balls go in a bag. And one of them, if one of them comes out and it's one of the black balls, then they're out. They're out. Then they're out. No, we've got the really difficult thing of trying to actually,
compare bribes.
40,
not easy.
40 teams. Yeah. They're working out who basically is prepared to bung us the most cash. It's a difficult thing, but
the most chocolate at DTD that tends to win it. That is why Di Farrell is just guaranteed. Blue Blood are guaranteed their seat every year.
Yeah, or as Tom's typo at the squads was, they were known as Blood Blurred. So. But that's all. That's kind of is all sort of locked in. There's you can actually still apply until tomorrow. Tom has brought the deadline forward a little bit, but you still have got till tomorrow night if you do want to be in the mix for that. But then we will be pretty much confirming it.
What if we're willing to offer a spicy chicken bowl all around and a hair transplant for the CEO?
Anything's possible for that sort of offer. I would have thought anything with spicy chicken in it is going to be taken seriously.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with. Just see, I got Tom doing back-to-back spicy chicken pastas at the weekend. He didn't even give it any thought. It was just literally I just ordered that
back to back.
Yeah. 2 days in a row. Yeah, it's all.
Oh, I thought you meant 2 bowls in a row, straight,
Oh, no. Oh, you couldn't. Oh, that'd be, you'd be a brave person. The fact is you could do 2 bowls in a row. They'd still both be different. I've never had the same bowl of spicy chicken pasta. It's always different in some way or another. But it was great up at Dust of Dawn again. This weekend just gone. Absolutely so well looked after there. And they've got a great run of stuff going on. Now they've got their Christmas Cup coming up in a few weeks' time. And before you know it, we're back up there for the team event, second weekend in January. And then it's all about the UKPC, $500,000 guaranteed main event at Dust Till Dawn at the end of January. That is going to be huge, to say the least. And Danny, you still going to Vegas before Christmas? Is that still happening?
Yeah, fly
sweet Jesus, yeah.
On the 11th. So what's that? A week Monday. I fly out.
Okay, cool. And how much time does that give you before you play the big one out there?
I land. So my schedule's pretty jam packed. I think I land in the evening, go straight to the players' party, do some work stuff. I have a day off the next day. Well, I'll probably do some work stuff, but not a playing day, and then I'm playing day 1B or day 1C. So I'll be in Vegas for just over 24 hours before I play.
It's amazing.
Maybe
10K buy-in.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Phenomenal.
What have you done? So what have you done to plan for that? Have you done anything different? Because obviously it's a huge buy-in. Have you been talking to people? Have you been getting advice? What have you gone about to try the best way to win it?
Well, it's a one-off tournament. Anything can happen, right? So we need to be somewhat realistic with our hopes and aspirations. But yeah, I've spent a bit of time. So I've enlisted help of my old coach that I used to have back in the day when I was playing seriously, Ian Simpson, the 888 sponsored pro. So I've kind of ran some hand histories through, played a little bit more online just to kind of check what I'm doing and whether there's, whether I've completely forgotten how to play the game or whether there's still some sense left up here, which I'm pleased to report I'm making less mistakes than I thought I would be. So that's good. Consumed a bit of content just in some areas that I think are going to be key. We can't prepare for a whole 5-6 day tournament, but what I've been trying to focus on is kind of those, 20 to 40 big blind stack situations and ironing out mistakes and tendencies and so on and so forth. So I've been using a bit of Faraz Xhaka's coaching school. So I'm part of that group and doing some bits there and then picking up some other bits that I can kind of on the side. So a little bit from the Soul for Why guys on some exploits. And yeah, just I'm not going to try and drastically change my game. I think that's stupid, but we know that this is an interesting tournament. It's in America. There's going to be lots of qualifiers.
But isn't there an argument that you played your game is what's got you there in the first place?
No, because they just gave me the ticket through work. So no, I didn't qualify for it.
Taking that a step further, is there an argument that
I'll take everything I just said back? Sorry.
Is there an argument that actually doing too much prep is completely the wrong thing to do? Because if anything, you build a ton of pressure around yourself. When in fact, if one could just go in there and enjoy the experience, and maybe get lucky early days. Play.
I probably played with Dan for maybe. I think the first time I played with Dan was maybe 13 years ago. But you don't forget everything that you've ever learned.
And you know what? That's the interesting thing. Like, when you play online, you've got 6 or 7 tables open, as I have when I play, and I'm sending these hand histories to my coach, and we're running them through, tools like GTO Wizard, and we're talking about spots. And actually, what's really interesting is for the first kind of 3 or 4 sessions we had together, he would ask me about my decision-making process in a spot, and I couldn't really verbalize it. It was just instinctive, but it was correct. So, like Dan said, there's a lot of stuff there that I probably drilled when I was, having coaching regularly, when I was taking it seriously back in the day. That stuff's still there. It's just, for me, it's almost using this time just to kind of remember why I'm doing it, the theory behind it, just to make sure it's kind of fresh. I'm actually quite happy with how I've been playing, and I'm not making many mistakes at all. And there's a couple of tweaks that I can implement versus certain player types. Oh,
I've got a lot of thoughts. I've got a lot of thoughts about this because I watch a lot of the high rollers, and
it's
done. A lot of the thing. What?
As a frozen Leigh.
Yeah, no, that's done. That's done. It's just a very slow peel, I think, or maybe it might have frozen just as when it's done. Yeah, that's for sure.
Well done,
it might
Danny.
be it's frozen again.
We've lost the PLO, have we?
Yeah, it's all done. Danny's won it. It was a 7 on the river to give him a full house, but for some reason it seems to have frozen on the feed again. I will just quickly reset it, and then I'll bring up the no limit hold'em.
Thank you, Leigh. Oh, well, the best of luck with it, Dan. I mean, what an adventure! I spoke to a couple of WPT execs a couple of days back, and they're already in Vegas setting things up. They are super excited. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, and it's it's an interesting time, competing with GG's WSOP in the Bahamas, and with EPT Prague all at the same time. So it does feel as if these 3 brands are almost splitting the pool, as it were. And GG, obviously, with Game of Gold that's been streamed on YouTube for the past couple of weeks, they're dragging a lot of those people over to the Bahamas. There's rumors, I don't know how true this will be, but some of the people are thinking that it's not even concluded yet, and that in the Bahamas they're going to play the final out in essence, because there's technically only 3 episodes left in the scheduling. For those that don't know, Game of Gold is a GG poker show. Take high stakes poker plus I don't know, Big Brother, I suppose, although they're not living in a house together. So it's kind of this reality poker show with 16 pros. But yeah, there's only. To be honest,
episodes. I've not watched a single second of it.
Haven't seen it either.
And everyone's raving about it, but I've not had a chance to see any of it.
Well.
It's been really good for the poker industry, I think. Like, it was filmed over a year ago. There was a lot of.
Would you say it's really been really good for the poker industry for those that are already in the poker industry and playing?
Why?
Or has it gone wide to the wider mainstream?
Yes, it has. So I think we're in a really interesting time in poker media where you have your core poker audience that are engaged in these things. And, there's a lot of talk on social media, and there's a lot of podcasts that are being recorded daily, going over the episodes in a bit of detail, so on and so forth. So the reach of it is widening. And I think that's really good because it's got people talking, it's got people energized. It's a bit of a fresh take on these old poker shows that are a little bit tired. For example, Poker Stars are bringing back the big game with the qualifiers, and there's been a lot of attention on the qualifiers. There was sit and go qualifiers to get to the TV portion of that in America during the NAPT. Yeah. But the big game's the big game, and we've had the big game, and it will probably be very similar, right? When that comes out, which is fine. Whereas this is very, very different because it's got the game show type feel to it. And what's really interesting is where poker media is starting to seep into other industries. Take Botez is a prime example in the chess world. She's reviewing these episodes. She's sharing it with her chess community. There's a lot of fans of her stream that don't know anything about poker now getting involved, watching it, enjoying the characters they've got on there. You've got Jungle Man, who's obviously eccentric, Charlie Corral, very eccentric. Olga and Nikita, the two of the women on there that are very kind of
eccentric.
They're not eccentric, no, but
they're cool. I'm trying to help you here.
I can't think of the words. It's too late. It's been a long day. But yeah, so I think it's interesting. I think more people are getting involved in. I speak to a lot of people that are in the industry or that are fans of poker, and they're watching it with their partners that have no interest in poker, and they can still grasp onto the reality side of it, and the game show side of it. And they'll pick their favorites and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I think it's been really good. I mean, obviously, I have a very big vested interest in it because Lucas, Robin Poker, who I kind of oversee in my job and manage his streaming schedule and stuff. He was on the show because he was a GG Pro back then. So I have a small investment in it. But yeah, it's been really good. And if you do, the episodes are an hour long. I think there's going to be 12 in total.
Are they on YouTube or where are they currently sat?
Yeah, they're on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube on GG's channel. They've been streaming them Monday, Wednesday, Friday every week. So 3 episodes a week.
Oh, cool.
And yeah,
give that a shot.
It's quite an interesting format. So I definitely check it out if you haven't.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe you can pitch to them, Des. You're pretty good at pitching. You can say next year we'll put an APAT group in.
I'm just going to send over Tony Ross. I'll say you go. He's our best one to do with him what you will. Just as long as he wears the patch.
Send Eddie in the lampshade. You'll be well away.
I'll say, look, if you don't want to put him on the show, just rub him for a while because he's very, very lucky.
I got to be honest with you. I think that's a different channel.
If you get Tony Ross to watch you're always going to get a win. You're always going to win.
Absolutely. He pays out every time. Just rub him. It's got bad now.
I've never seen anyone with so many first places to his name, so he's doing something right, and you cannot knock Tony Ross.
Absolutely. Let me just wrap up the PLO. Let me wrap up the PLO.
There we go.
Just you guys there. Just to conclude it, to give the guys the right the right finished it, which is Stefan Roeder finished in third, picking up about $170. So very well done to him. Jack Hudson finished in second, picking up again $170. So a little bit light on the bounties. So one Danny Strange, chaps, $550. That is over a third of the prize pool. Danny's picked up for his gold medal win tonight. That just gives you an idea how much he smashed that tournament.
No.
$413 worth of bounties. Bear in mind, the bounties were $800. He's won half of the bounties in play tonight in that tournament.
Machine.
That is pretty phenomenal, isn't it? Really.
No, nobody likes him. He's got no friends. He's really lucky.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like Dan's trying to go to bed on that sofa. What's he doing?
Well, no, I'm trying to find the remote control that I'm obviously sitting on because it's making my TV.
I tell you, I had such a laugh with him at the weekend, Dan. You'd be so proud. I tried to slip a poker raffles card in his hand. I said, go on, Danny, buy a ticket, £3. And he said, he said, I got to ask Dan first. I thought, brilliant. That's brilliant.
Loyal customers, it's what you like. Absolutely.
I tried to turn him, Dan. He was not for turning.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I got to be honest. I respect you, and you've got the second best poker raffle site as I have ever seen.
Hey, that'll do. That'll do us. We can have some of that.
If you want to get to the APAT, join the APAT poker raffles. If you want to get to the World Series, give me a shout.
It's just we haven't put on our 30 World Series of Poker promotions yet.
Oh really? Oh my!
So I should just say with the No Limit Hold'em, we lost Colin McCarthy in 6th place, and we've just lost Post Flop from Russia in 5th. Post Flop's plays quite a bit with us actually from Russia. See Post Flop quite a lot. So we're down to 4, and Eddie is currently 3rd of those 4, only sitting on about 14 bigs here. So what we've got here, guys, is a huge chip leader in Laniesto PKR NL from the Netherlands with about nearly 100 bigs. The others have got basically 10 bigs, and 22 bigs. I mean, what does Eddie do here with his 12 bigs?
Stick it in the middle.
It's weird because he could ladder to 2nd because he's technically sat in 3rd, but Eddie is not that kind of player. Eddie will play his game. Eddie will play exactly how he has to do, and don't bully Eddie because when we shoved all on him with his 6-9, he calls with a mediocre hand like Ace Jack. So, and I love Eddie to bits. He's a great player. He's one of the best players APAT will ever see. And I tell you what, there's no chance he's going to make a wrong decision. So,
dead solid. Well put.
High praise indeed.
Listen, Danny is in the chat box, Leigh.
He's one of the best.
Danny wants to know, are there any UKPC tickets about? He's won everything over the last few days. He wants a £6 ticket. Deal him the bad news, Leigh.
No, you missed out on there. If you didn't put your name on the thread, Danny, you try again tomorrow night. Honestly, better luck with that. The thing is, he's actually got. He picked up some of the £60 ones at the weekend. So added into the prize pool at the weekend was Gigi put in £3,600 worth of UKPC tickets into the day one mystery prizes in the sit and goes on Saturday, which was amazing because it allowed us to keep a couple of £500 prizes in there, which was amazing. Watching the players pull the £500 prizes, Des, I don't know how you, but for me, what you see the delight and genuinely the kind of elation as they pull a £500, and that's their week. That's not just their weekend covered. That's their team's buy-in covered for the whole weekend. It's a lovely thing to see. But Danny, I'd say he scooped a couple of those, and I think he's bought a couple off of some of his players. Obviously, Danny's also got a 560 on live ticket for the UKPC for being part of the Triumph in England team from the summer, from winning the team event at the World Championships as well. So Danny is putting it, and he's in a good bit of form as well. So he's really coming into he's putting himself in a really good position for a huge tournament. £560 buy-in tournament with $500,000 guaranteed for that main event. This could be good for Eddie because we could be seeing it's going to be a double up for Steady the short stack. So that doesn't put Eddie in. I don't think it changes things much for him really. He's still got to say similar size stack. It's just one of the shorter ones has now had a double up. he's still got to carry on doing what he does. But yeah, Danny's in a good spot. So and playing well.
You're miles behind what I'm watching, by the way. Your Staddy is contemplating his decision here. And if they do happen to knock Eddie out, then I understand, because I don't like Team, East.
I do worry about which stream you're watching, Dan, because I'm watching the table live off GG now. Unless I've got it on an absolute ridiculous delay for some reason, which I'd be very, very surprised.
I'm watching on our Switcher Studio I'm watching on our Switcher Studio thing, so
he's watching the monitor, Leigh.
Dan's watching last week's show.
But to be honest, that's what I'm watching as well. So it's all good.
Daddy's got ace-9 against sixes.
No, that we've missed. We've been past that ages ago.
Yeah, which hand was that?
You're watching the. I think you're watching the stream on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right, guys.
Back to Future was tough.
That's great for commenting on a hand after the hand has happened.
Yeah, it is. Okay. It is very good. So, of course, this is the new GG final table where the guys just get a standard time bank now, and basically the levels go up by the number of hands that they play rather than the time. I do like that as a way of running a final table, guys. I think it's a good way of doing it. Kind of reduces it gives players the proper chance to think about decisions they need to make when there's pay jumps, but basically doesn't allow for time wasting really anymore.
Yeah, I know it was a noticeable difference. I'd not seen it before. When was it? It must have been the last round of these when I final tabled the PLO. It was nice to have a kind of reset time bank and a steady blind structure, and it made play much more fun, I thought. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Leigh,
definitely our players are on the break, so.
A technical question for you, Mr. W, from one Mr. 40. If a player won an STT at DTD, should they have split the prize with the team from the DTD?
No, it was up to the individual teams what they wanted to do. I know some teams decided that whatever the individuals won in the sit and goes, they were happy to keep. But I think the vast majority of teams agreed that they were going to split all the actually, I think a couple of the teams said if it was the £50 prize, you could just keep it, but anything above that, they'd split with the team. So it was up to the teams what they wanted to do. It's whatever you felt was right. As Simon Allen points out in the chat, it depends what the teams decided. Really, he summed that up in 6 words, whereas I chatted on for about 30 seconds. So
I think it just as long as everybody in the team's happy, it's fine. Isn't it? Like, I think it's just.
What if you don't like your team?
As long as you've agreed in advance what you want to do.
What if you're a mercenary and you don't like your team?
Take the money.
The whole point it's supposed to be you and 3 of your mates going out for a poker weekend and just having a good time. So
I remember in Luton in season whatever it was when we won.
Remember last time I had 3 mates.
I remember in Luton when we won the team event back in season whatever, I can't remember when it was now, we ended up deciding that we would split you split the prize pool evenly because the team won, but we retained like 200 quid and just shoved it on the roulette table on the way home, which was fine because it came in Walty won the tournament, won the team event and ran like pure gold, so we let him pick the number and it came in, so I think we ended up with like another couple of grand on the way home.
Was that Gambling Network Forum or would that have been Bristol and Southwest?
That was Gambling Network Forum. That was the first of the 2 years.
That's pretty difficult when there's six online tickets or 4 online tickets.
Yeah, it's but the guys say really good at GG at the weekend to throw those in, and that means there's 60 odd players are going to get a shot at the £60 satellite, which is running every night. So there's a basically there's a 560 ticket up for grabs every single night on GG. If you just go onto the DTD tab, and then you'll see on there you can either click APAT or UKPC. You can just click UKPC if you want, and just you'll see those. But you can also satellite into that from a pound as well. Which is super value if you want to get involved in those. We'd love to hear some spin-up stories of APAT players that are doing. Yeah. Obviously, loads going on. You'll have seen Tristan post up in the group this afternoon saying, "Don't forget to check your emails, guys, because GG at the moment are feeling very generous this time of year, and they're chucking out a lot of tickets. So there's WSOP Paradise tickets going out. I've got a $60 one of those in my account that came yesterday, I think it was. So obviously they're looking to get as many players out there as they can. So don't miss out on these opportunities. Check your accounts and see what's there.
Guys, it's just don't book in anything too special on New Year's Day. Something big is coming on New Year's Day. I'll wait for the details, but do try and keep yourself relatively free as you can on New Year's Day to go mad.
To be honest, Des has probably already said way too much. There's probably people on their way over from GG headquarters now.
They know the legal team and
on New Year's Day.
I want to be with you.
Night and day.
But I hadn't realised. Actually, poker takes a little bit of a boom during the Christmas period. I had always just assumed that everyone was doing other things with family or whatever and this kind of thing. But those in the know say, the numbers kind of go a little bit crazy, don't they?
Yeah, it's very profitable over Christmas poker. Lots of people flicking it in, having some drinks, nothing else to do in their evening. Could be very profitable.
I had a job once in poker. Well, the brand shall go unnamed, where my salary got a significant bump if we did 3 weeks in a row at a certain number. And in February, it just bloody snowed for like 3 weeks in a row. And it's just like, we nailed it. And the salary went up by a chunk. It was amazing.
Ironically, we won't name the company, but does snow and mountains have something to do with it, Des?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No,
well, it wasn't that one then.
It wasn't that one.
But you do get some weird numbers. HMRC always put out their number of how many people complete their tax return on Christmas Day. They always publish that number. And
people staying homely. That's the secret.
That always surprises me. The number of people that will on Christmas Day get up and go, do you know what? I'll complete my self-assessment because it's a month earlier than I.
You know why that is, Lee, right? That's because they go downstairs in the morning. The kids open their present. Auntie fucking, the auntie of the kid has probably bought them a fucking recorder or something, and he's like, I'm just going in my office. I'm not dealing with this
fucking recorder.
A recorder.
Shame on you if you can't play Three Blind Mice.
Oh, right. So we all know what all the APAT and uncles are buying Dan's kids for Christmas.
That's right. He's gonna get flageolets and the like.
Leigh, last year, somebody bought my daughter a recorder. It's been in the charity shop since January 1st. Don't worry about it. Like, not a chance. Not a chance. But
Really?
No, she did. She can learn recorder at school. She did. She did a performance only this week. She learned to play recorder at school. That's what the school's for. That's what I pay them for.
Yeah.
Are the kids doing anything, Chris? Have they got Christmas nativity or anything going on? Have you got all that coming up? How are you managing that with being in Vegas?
So I actually missed my son's first nativity because he's 5 now. So I'm gonna miss that, which is a bit gutting because he's super excited. He gets to play the donkey, which is ironic, just like his dad. But no, I'm kind of doing my fair share of the other stuff. So I've been to the recorder recital.
Can I not mention a poker reference here?
I had to sit through 26 clarinet and recorder songs, of which maybe one of them was played correctly, and that was the one that was just one singular note over and over again. So I've done that one. I'll see her nativity before I go. So yeah, look, I'm doing most of it. To be honest, for my kids, it ramps up in the new year. My daughter's got a performance at the West End for her theatre company, which is going to cost me a small bomb, and then like a singing recital in a church in Birmingham. Yeah, she wants to be.
What's the West End thing? What's that? Are you allowed to say what it's about, or is it?
Yeah. So she's part of an acting academy. Pauline Quirk, from Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
So she's part of Pauline Quirk's academy, and they've got they've got 2 studio setups here where we live in the Cotswolds. So she's part of one of those. So she's just moved from her old one when we moved house to this one. So yeah, so she's got a part. It's so the kid range is age from like 6 to 16, and and they've all as the age groups go up, you get a bit more responsibility. So that it's their drama school, and one from, I want to say Devon way, but under the Pauline Quirk banner. And yeah, so they're all getting together. They've all been learning it separately, but they'll come together and they're doing a play, 2 acts from the one school and 2 acts from the other school. So like the characters will be played by different people from different schools. But yeah, she's super excited. So she's been learning all of that. Yeah, I mean, the opportunities they give are crazy.
That's awesome.
We've just paid for her to have all of her headshots and stuff done, and she's going to have an agent and everything. So if she might be able to pay for my next Vegas trip, hopefully, if she's any good.
That's back, Des. That's back now.
Excellent, thank you, Leigh.
But yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, it's proper super good.
Yeah,
my kids love it. Fantastic.
Oh well, she does 5 activities a week. Honestly, so although I feel guilty for missing some of these activities when I'm away just before Christmas.
Didn't one of your daughters do some TV adverts at some point, Des, way back? I'm thinking way back early when we first kind of knew each other back in the early days of APAT.
Dan sort of telling that story just absolutely brought me back. Rebecca used to do some of that stuff, and we had a lot of fun. We went to Greece once to do an advert for a craft. But the worst one that we had was that it was a Sunday, and she was asked to go off and do a little short film thing. It was only 2 minutes. In North London.
Eddie's all in. Eddie's pretty much all in. So just to see, Eddie's all in and been called by the chip leader. Well, the last bit's gone in now, but it's all going to begin. Ace Queen versus 10-5. Some outs here for Eddie.
4-ball corner pocket. That's
not going to be it. That's not going to be one of them. And Eddie is going to depart in 4th place, missing out on the bubble in the medals, unfortunately. But 10-5. It's a horrible call because actually there was a lot of chips in there in advance. Yeah. It's not the best of plays from the chip leader there. But
but Eddie's got a $40 bounty, right? So. He's
playing the bounty as well. So. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. So Des, you were just so Greece and all that. That's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. It was grand, but some of the stuff was like there was I took her into this. I was told to take her into this thing in North London. I took her in on the tube, and her mum said to me, "Just go through this script with her." I've ran through it a few times. Just she's got to say a few lines. And I look at this thing going in on the tube, and it's really quite rude. The video was called "What's Virgin Mean?" Right, so a kid just looking at her mom and goes, "Mom, what's virgin mean?" Right, and you get 2 minutes of over and back, and it was with one of the women out of Coupling. I can't remember her name now, but anyway, it was quite serious. But yeah, I looked at this script and said, "I'm not doing that. I'm not saying this on the tube. You go and do it. You're 7, 8. You can do this. I can't get away with this talking to a child on the tube." These lines, but it was good fun. She loved it. The kids love it.
Oh yeah, she's super buzzing. She's done a fair few performances now of she's only young. She's just turned 7, so she's done. She's been the Wicked Witch of the West. She's been the mayor of Whoville in these different performances, and she what I have to say for us is it's been a bit of a savior. Last year when her granddad died, she really, really struggled, and this was the stuff that got her out of it.
Great
she got to be a different person for those 3 hours a week and then that time on stage, and it really, really helped her because she was, bless her, she was really, really struggling. It hit her really hard. So yeah, it's been good. But yeah, she's super eager. I mean, I suppose it runs in the family. I did my degree was in acting. I wanted to be a theatre performer and did plays and musicals and different things in my youth, but never really went anywhere because it's a very competitive industry, and I probably wasn't as good as some of the others. And her mum used to be a model for lots of big brands like Calvin Klein and stuff, and traveled the world doing it. So I think maybe it's just in her blood. My son, however, can't be arsed. He just sits on the sofa and watches Pokemon. So there's balance.
Took after his dad.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the one that got me into it. I knew nothing about it until he got into it, and now I'm resident expert. But.
I tell you, I see from Facebook, a good friend of APAT, Rick Gilby, his daughter has been doing this sort of stuff for quite a while, and I think she's now like at a theatre school. You know, she's, I don't know, 17, 18, but she's now at that stage where she's, I guess, thinking longer term, maybe that's going to be a profession. I don't know, but I think she had a lot of success with some touring versions of like some big West End shows and stuff like that. So, you know, he's super proud himself, and his missus, of course, super proud of their daughter, and they're continually, you know, talking about it. And it's hard work for everybody, and it's a big commitment for the parents as well. But obviously, you know, if it's your child's dream, you do what you can to support them, I think.
Yeah, like with her, like she's the eldest, right? And we've always had the kind of expectation of you can tell us what you want to try and you can try it. So at the moment she has piano lessons. She does this musical theatre stuff. What else does she do? God, she does gymnastics-y type stuff as well. She does a vocal choir, and she does a gardening club. So she has 5 activities a week, which is pretty intense. But, you know, they've not always been the same ones. She'll try one, she doesn't like them. And we kind of try and expose her to as many different types of activities as we can. But this is the one that's really kind of like has really stuck with her. You know, she wakes up in the morning. I'll come downstairs with her, make a cup of coffee, and she's got Matilda on, and she's practicing all the songs, and she's, you know, imitating the routine step by step, word for word, and she's making props for it and practicing it again. And, you know, she's just, you know, I took her to see, what was it? We went to go see Six, the musical, a couple of months ago, and she was just in her element. You know, it's just the bright lights and the jazzy costumes and all the singing and all the dancing. And look, she enjoys it, and if they enjoy it, I'm willing to spend my money on them doing it, right? I think that's the thing.
Yeah, I think it was, you mentioned Matilda. I'm pretty sure it was Matilda that Rick Gilby's daughter did UK tour on. So yeah, if ever you want advice as to what the future might look like in that sort of thing, you should give him a bell. Absolutely. Good bloke, Rick.
When you do get in support and whatever it is your kids get involved, I always think back to you know, Steve Redfern putting up a lot of posts about you know, in the early days of the swimming
pride,
and the proper, but also the 5 o'clock in the morning starts, you know, for however many days a week as you're taking them to swimming training and that kind of thing.
Is huge.
But I think, Dan, you're right in what you say is you've got to give them the opportunity to try things that they want to try and experience things, and they'll decide what it is they enjoy and what they don't enjoy. There's no point forcing anything too much. You just kind of give them a chance to experience everything, and they'll work it out for themselves, won't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're very fortunate because academically Imogen's doing really well. She loves to learn, you know, she really applies herself in all of those things and really takes it seriously. So it's not like it's to the detriment of the other things that we should also concentrate on. So we're just very fortunate with her that she has that kind of mindset. And yeah, I encourage it. You know, I'm that parent at these musical shows that she does. I'm the one with my sunglasses on, crying like a baby from start to finish. As soon as she gets on stage, I'm
embarrassing. That's just embarrassing.
I am the embarrassing dad.
And just tell me now, is it now just a room of basically everybody with their phones out? Literally, because it used to be you'd have a few parents would turn up, you know, they'd have their camcorders or whatever and be filming it or whatever, and now I presume because everybody's with their mobile phones these days.
You're not allowed them out. You're not allowed them out, Lee, because of.
Oh, do they really not? Okay.
Yeah, because you've got to think now, like the people organising the clubs or the drama societies or whatever they are, they will have risk assessments and so on and so forth. They will film it themselves. They hire a professional film team to come in to take photos and videos of the show, and that's what gets shared. But again, there's very limited. They only share it on a private like Facebook group that you have to be given access to. It's not shared because there's a lot of children there that, you know, the parents don't want them to be shared on social. And to be honest, ironically, my daughter wants to be an actress, but if you check on any of my social media, you'll never see my kid's face. I don't publish it. But yeah, so it's difficult. So nobody's allowed their phones out, which is ironic. But yeah, everybody just sits there and gets in with it and has a bit of a sing-song.
That's quite a good thing, though, because you are properly then just in the moment enjoying it for the performance of what it is, I suppose.
And this is the thing. These kids are as young as 4 or 5, some of them. And like, I remember the first performance we went to, the head teacher of the group was like, look, they're doing this for you and they're doing it for themselves to express themselves. Just give them the encouragement. There's moments when the kids just stand there frozen. They've forgotten their lines. This happens. They're young. And if you sat on your phone filming it and they look up and they want to see a friendly face and everybody's in a phone or whatever, it doesn't, it's detrimental to them. Right?
What you
I'll be honest,
do?
Dan, you wouldn't believe the amount of times Des and I forget our lines on this show. I mean, it's all good. We have a little bit of silence, but we get through it. Get back on script, don't we, Des? No,
you say. I mean, I know you're supportive to me when I have those issues, Leigh. But
it's called poor education.
But Dan, if ever you find yourself filming your child and they're on stage and they sort of freeze up a bit and they forget their lines, what you want to do, right? Just to be supportive, you want to go cut, right? Take two. Just try and cut. You just want to cut that bit out, Dan. That doesn't have to exist, right? Never happened.
No. So weirdly, Imogen did her recorder, as I said, a recital, and she was a bit nervous because she's moved school recently, obviously because we've moved house. So it was her first time performing in front of all these other big kids she'd never seen. She got a bit nervous, so I gave her the little. I could see her like through the parents. I was in the back row and I could see her. I gave her the little wink and the little thumbs up, and all of a sudden she was in her element again. And that was when the glasses had to go on in the middle of November, in this icy weather we've got. There's me with my Ray-Bans on, hiding the tears.
You could do that, Dan, or you could just go straight to Red Bull.
Yeah, but we all, sometimes we all do need just a thumbs up and a confidence booster with whatever it is we're doing in life. Actually, it doesn't do any harm. Just to know you got somebody there that's actually got your back and is supporting you. It's a very
good segue into your hat. That is, Leigh. That's a very good segue into your hat.
How's your screen frozen again, Leigh?
I need to.
I
do need to check them out. So there's actually a talk club just up the road from where I've moved to. So it's at the old leisure centre.
What is talk club?
There you go. We'll just wait. We'll wait for Leigh to come back.
Listening community for men.
But what I would do,
a mental fitness movement.
What I would do,
like going to the gym.
Careful about the Segway, because the owner of the Segway died.
Feel and own it. It's all based around how are you out of 10, and explaining why.
There we go. Sorry, Dan. How are you out of 10?
Who, me?
Or
Owston.
Dano.
Are you seriously, Dano? The owner of the creator of the Segway died on a Segway.
Yeah, he died because he went over a cliff on a Segway because he couldn't make it stop.
Okay, that's very tragic.
Passion. That is passion, is what that is.
So I'm probably saying of all the things in the world, that isn't the best example. However, what we should do is support each other and be there for each other, and you'll never understand how much that means. And like you all know, with Simon, with the Man's Club in Bristol.
Yeah.
And he's not alone. He's not alone because they're all over the country. And all I'm going to say is, doesn't matter, men, women, just be there for each other, and it makes a big difference. So it makes a big difference to who you are. So
there is a talk club literally 12 minutes drive up the road from my
Is
new
it
house.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, Cirencester Leisure Centre.
Well, Simon Brooke is the one from Talk Club, so yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was this hand has just leveled things up a little bit in this heads up that we are watching. It's Lanny Esto, PKR from the Netherlands, who was massive chip leader on this, and Lavaps from Russia has now kind of pulled it back. It's not even a 2-1 chip lead anymore. So it is it's got a little bit tighter than it was. So it's not over yet. Bounty wise, Lanny Esto's already won $175 worth of bounties. Lavaps has got about $100. They're playing for, obviously, they both now locked up 208 from the prize pool. But still, give me a reasonable chunky bit of money for whoever picks up this final heads up and does see that one through. But we will see. No, it literally was the first hat I grabbed. I just thought I'm a bit cold in the office tonight, and so I grabbed a hat, and it was the Talk Club one. So all's good. All is good, and we will always be supportive of that charity. And And a number of charities. Don't forget, we've got coming up at the end in about 3 weeks. Oh, not even 3 weeks. 2 weeks time now. Hearts of Queens Christmas Appeal raffle.
That's going to be fun.
Which for anybody that saw our efforts at doing that last year,
magnificent.
Was just an insane hour of streaming. And Natalie's got loads of prizes up for grabs this year, and a couple more still to be announced. So she's got another one to announce in the next week or so. If you haven't yet bought your tickets for that, well worth getting involved in that. She's raising money for Refuge again this Christmas. So if you can spare any dosh for her, that will be great. So as we're watching this heads up tomorrow night, we've got the championship event, freeze out, and sorry, Dan.
I said if you can't get involved, I've pledged that the winner will get a pair of trainers that will be customized.
Wow!
Oh, amazing! So, that's very good of you, Dan. I know you did. I know you supported last year.
Whatever they like. No. This year will be different. So the plan is for Hearts of Queens custom. So we'll have Hearts of Queens on the tag, the logo, whatever. But if the winner wants,
you're going to put their logo on the trainer as well.
There'll be a one-off. Nobody will ever see these again. They'll be a one-off. So there'll be a special pair, I promise.
Brilliant. Love it. Great effort, Dan.
Oh, that would be absolutely
pity
super.
We couldn't just auction them.
It's already been agreed, discussed with Natalie. It's already been pledged, and I'll tell you what, the winner can pick them in their size, and they'll be made to their specification. And amazing. Oh,
that's really good of you. Well, we've got, hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got Natalie and I think Paul joining us on the show tomorrow night for the B team, for what will be the final medals. This has got really leveled up now. Lavaps is really applying the pressure on Lanius. I love this when the kind of the underdog comes from a short stack back, heads up, and starts applying the pressure, because the big stack never. You kind of think they've been bossing that final table, and they're not quite sure what to do when they start getting played back and kind of the aggression turning on them. It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah. Apologies, my pooch has decided it's I don't know what he's doing, but needed to let him out. He was upset. I thought, honestly, I genuinely thought my daughter or son had fallen out of bed, because there was this huge bang upstairs, and so I rushed upstairs, and it was my dog rubbing his cheeks on the carpet up against one of the beds. Like, honestly,
dogs have a complete and total life of their own and what they do. If yours is anything like mine at the moment, especially when it's with the cold weather, once they've had the walks and they've had their breakfast, they literally just find a warm spot in the house, curl up, and don't want to be bothered. And if you try and move them, they're like, no, I've warmed this spot up. Don't even think you're trying to sneak in here. This is
Teddy's got 2 spots now, bless him. So he's a French bulldog. He's coming on 13, so he's pretty old.
Oh wow, this could be all over. Outs for Lavaps though. And it's not going to be, and that is going to be that. And Laniesto PKR from the Netherlands ends up doing the win and picking up $680 in the end in total for that. Lavaps picks up $305 for a silver medal position, and Stadi from Belarus picks up $243. Eddie Niaksu just misses out on the medals in 4th place, picking up $201, and also Colin McCarthy made that final table as well, as did Danny. Actually, we got to the final table and Danny had already bust Quadzilla 7777. So Danny is going to be in a really good spot for the player of the series across the weekend, potentially picking up another UKPC on live seat.
Well, I'm going to play just to bust him. I'm going to play tomorrow just to bust him. Nobody likes Danny Strange.
That's the way. So Danny is in a good spot at the moment, but we'll see whether anybody can do that tomorrow. As I say, Natalie and Paul on the show, hopefully tomorrow to see that come to a conclusion for the end of the weekend. That's us done, I think, Des, for Friday night. We'll do it all again tomorrow night, and giving away some more tickets. So keep an eye out on the Facebook group. You'll need to get your screen username in there, and we'll pull another bunch of tickets tomorrow night and give a load more people some UKPC seats for tomorrow. You can win 2. We'll let you win 2. So if you've won 1 tonight, you can still go in again tomorrow night. See if you can double up tomorrow night.
Well, let's hope Natalie and Paul tomorrow night don't find it as hard to get to 20 tickets, Leigh. was a real struggle tonight with the boys.
We'll make it easier.
Stupid questions. You'll
what
get
kind of
stupid
questions
answers.
are they?
They were tricky. I'll tell you. Very, very tricky.
You told me I had like the free roll. I mean, I don't know what free roll you thought I had.
But Dan wasn't warmed up properly. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
He needed more lubrication, didn't he?
I think we need a headset with me and Paul. Paul Haycock.
Oh yeah. Do you remember the shootout? That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Bring it back, Leigh. Bring it back for 2024.
Yeah,
boys, thank you a bunch for joining us this evening. We shall be saying goodnight. We're back again tomorrow night, as Leigh said. So we'll see you from. What are we going to do tomorrow night, Leigh? Are we going from 10?
Well, we might have to go a little bit earlier tomorrow night.
A little bit earlier, maybe.
We'll look to do a little bit earlier if we can. Yeah.
Yeah, because remember tomorrow's freeze out, right? So you'll have less. You will have less chips in play potentially. So
yeah. We will. We'll look to get on a little bit earlier once we see it get towards the final table, and we'll get the guys on.
Fantastico. Right. Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good Saturday, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Night.